Heartfire warriors, how's it going? Welcome and welcome back if you're returning. Just cleansing the energy, cleansing the space and my biofield and yours virtually. I'm Victory and this is Tarot Testimonies. I took a break yesterday. It was kind of imposed. Our whole building's Wi-Fi went down, like everybody's Wi-Fi is shot right now. It's still shot, but decided I'd make a video. That's why it's quiet in the background. There's no background music or sound effects today, guys. I apologize if you like that sort of thing. I'm gonna be doing it a little bit different today. So, kind of swollen from load bearing due to the lack of everybody's data service being out. And yeah, so anyway, I'm used to that though, from communal living, shelters and all that from COVID, pandemic, and on. So we're gonna do a reading today, a general collective energy read. Ooh, there's some smart dust that's been collected. That's what most of the dust in the environment is, by the way. It's smart dust. So if you notice in the last recent years that your home and environment is dustier than normal, that would be why. No, I'm not the crazy conspiracist you may think. It's not fallacy. Just check your air filters if you don't believe me. So we're going to start with an English prayer, and then I'm going to dive into my Latin energy clearing prayer. That gets really down to the quantum level, the Latin, because all kinds of things understand Latin and speak in Latin still to this day. Do all that you can to live in peace with everyone. Romans 12:18. Very pertinent, very pertinent. We all have to coexist. I know that's the good old bumper sticker, but it's true, it's true. Like you probably listen to a lot of the shit I say and you're like, what in the fuck is she talking about? Like, what? Quantum? Molecular tunneling? Like, who does that? We channel. Like, we've heard of channeling. Yeah, well, I'm sure you have. Everybody's heard of channeling. Like I said, do things differently here. All right. Cristo me sume, Deus creator, un clocum benedicto et mundo abomni, melotum se, petote, un tantum episcopate, meorum et divinorum angelorum nuntius promitus, cumum ne humilitate et gratia, ductua tenebris vingit in nomine la suplico. Amen. So my orders came in yesterday. I did cleanse my decks, but since I have not used them in readings, they will be cleansed accordingly. Okay. So just bear with me. Not really sure how many of these I'm going to be using today, but while the incense is still going, we're going to go ahead and roll them in. These are just the ones I've got on the table, prepped and ready to roll for today, so that I don't have to do this later. Okay. Wow, my hands are sore. I can definitely feel that load bearing happening. So, since our bodies are the antenna for the wireless communication networks, and my biofield is overactive. Yeah, it's fun. Okay, I'll just put it that way. I can't really get into it without getting tech explainy, okay? And I don't want to do that. I like to, as everyone says, talk to me like I'm 5. So that's what I'm doing. Okay? Not to say that I feel like you're stupid by any means. It's just that when I talk about these things, people are like, you lost me. So that's how I like to roll, okay, guys? I don't want anybody to not understand what I'm saying, so I just bare bones it to the best of my ability, all right? I understand that my level of understanding on the whole biodigital convergence thing is way above and beyond, but, and I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. No one is better than anyone, okay? But it's just, that's the way it is. Okay. No, I don't read these types of cards upside down. Ghost, love, and game. Oh boy. Well. All right, you guys. Someone with uncontrollable desires, an insatiable appetite for sex, hunger for pleasure, has played a disappearing act on you, collective. What is this? They're taking a risk, pulling a poker face when it comes to love. They do love you, or at least in whatever way that they can in their own capacity. All right? But they've definitely pulled the ghost. Yeah, I'm getting Jezebel for sure. Let's find out more, Spirit. Tell us more about this ghoster. I'm getting that they're scared. Like something scared them. Locked. Yeah, detached, locked away heart. They can't move forward. Okay, yeah, this is someone who was wounded. Like childhood trauma. They don't understand love, okay? They don't have the capacity, which is why they're detached, lost. Yeah, running away. They're empty inside, feeling invisible. They've been cut off by you. They had secrets. Looks like a love affair. Keeping things inside, not opening up. Illusions. They feel like you're the one. Like even to a spiritual connection. I feel like this is somebody who doesn't really have much of a spiritual aspect, but they do feel like you're their life partner. Okay. Just making room, guys. Just making room. And then we'll be sliding these on up too. Make more room. And anchor. They're chained up. They're trying to hold it together. They're trying to get a grip. Where are they trying to get a grip? Everything in their world is colorless for the most part right now. This is a very black and white person, moving, boxed up, environment change. They're an empty shell right now. Yeah, this is a very black and white perspective sort, and you know who is like that? Narcissists, dark triad individuals. Magnifying glass, showing proof, validation, confirmation, finding the truth. Yeah, see how that's a magnifying glass on the words I love you repeatedly? You were trying to basically validate their love for you, and you couldn't find that validation. You kept looking and looking and looking, and you weren't seeing it anywhere. There was a lot of words, but isn't there always? What it comes down to is the actions. The proof is in the pudding, so to speak, and that's how they move. That's how they act. People can talk a pretty game, and a lot of these Machiavellian type, narcissistic type people, boy, are they charismatic. You know, they're charming. They're very charming individuals. They can charm the moon out of the sky. But when it comes down to actions, where are they? You know, they're nowhere to be found in that instance. It's a lot of talk, but no action. And I feel like that was the magnifying glass situation here. You were scrutinizing the words and not seeing any of the acts, okay? When times would get rough, when there would be a fight, they would emotionally detach. They were completely emotionally bankrupt. And nobody needs that. We're down to the wire here. The state of the world and the state of things as a whole are at a point where we need love for life or it's nothing, okay? The sifting is going on, the chaff is being sorted from the wheat, and those of us who are God's chosen, who are God's children, we don't have time for people who are not also those who place God above everything else as well, all right? We just don't have time for any nonsense. It's either get with the program or move the fuck along. Yeah, risky. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they move from partner to partner, make unsafe decisions. They were probably fooling around on you. I mean, Ravenous is out here, so Jezebel attachment, Jezebel spirit, unprotected sex, STD. Yeah. STD could be disease or demon. Too much risky behavior, and we're not having any of that, are we, collective? No, that's the answer. No. I mean, whether we're in our late teens, 20s, 40s, going on 50, 60, it don't matter. We're all too old for that shit. Pursuit, chasing, persistence, hunting down, resilient. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and now that you've put your foot down, they think it's a game. They think it's a game. Oh, the collective will be back. They'll never not want me. I put that D or P down too good. Fuck out of here. Obsessed, holding on, clinging, can't let go. Anxiety. Yeah, fuck that. That's devil energy right there, if I ever saw it. Yeah, the dog can feel it. He just took off. He gave up the comfy spot on the bed and left the room. He has exited chat, collective. He has exited chat, collective. He ain't having this shit. He don't like this energy. He didn't like my ex either. Signs, meanings, repeated numbers, synchronicities. Yeah, you saw too many signs. You weren't having it. Yeah, there was a lot of pain. Excruciating pain at that. Now you're guarded, apprehensive. See, and here's the thing. Love is not pain. That's not real love. You cannot love a demon, and a demon cannot love you back. Reflection. Dark night of the soul, dark shadow, facing inner truth, seeing true colors. Absolutely. Yeah, none of the colorful cards are coming out. This one's a little bit colorful. Blind. Searching for answers, blinded to truth, watching you online and wanting to know. Cool. We have an e-stalker. Neat. Always. always. Clown, degrading appearances, shame, humiliation. Yeah, I feel like that was a common thing. Like, it's like humiliation ritual, to be quite frank. I just had too many in my hand. I'm like, yeah, I've had enough. Let's pull some more instead. Shuffle and pull, shuffle and pull. I can only go so far sometimes. Oh, what's this? Shattered. It was flipped over. Yeah, when you found out what was being done to you by this person, it totally crushed you, broke your heart. You may have had panic attacks. Because I feel like what I'm getting here is, and this is really sick, they would crush you on purpose, and then they would just stay stoic and apathetic, and possibly even do the whole run off while you were having panic attacks. And that's sick. That's definite, that's demonic activity, by the way. Absolute drama. Creating problems, thirsty for attention, overreacting, drama queen. And then they would call you dramatic for having the panic, for having, the effects of, the broken heart, the sadness, all that. The reactiveness, okay? The trick is, once you start to detach after you recognize what's happening, then you get a grip of your emotions and no longer react. Yeah, they were doing this behind your back, meeting up, planning discussions, dating multiple people. Just to see if you would notice. That's what I'm feeling. Just to see if you would notice. Just to see if they could set you off some more. Collective says they're intuitive. Let's see how intuitive they really are. Yeah. It was like a game. All of it was a game. All of it was a game. Well, you should never play chess with the queen. Should never play chess with the queen. Let's see here. Who's involved? I'm gonna get some Lenormand out here. Let's see if we can get a little bit more exact scenario. Oops. In fact, I've got a fun little trick. We're gonna mix Lenormand with Kipper, okay? Just for fun, guys. That's kind of why I got this anyway. I was gonna get 2 Kipper decks, but then I'm like, privileged lady, courtship, official person. We're gonna stick these back until I'm kind of done shuffling. Let me just start it here. I'm gonna give it another good riffle. All right, now we can get going. All right, who is involved? Who all is involved? How many parties exactly are in this situation, Spirit? Well, we have a snake. Lies, deceit, misguidance, illusions, chaos, temptation, seduction, and cunning. Okay. Number 7, we're in the month 7. We're in July. This is a timeless reading, but as I do this reading, we're in the month of July. All right, we have despair, gift, wealthy man. 17 breaks down to an 8. 717 might be a synchronicity for someone. Despair. 32 is a 5. And 13 is a 4. Gift, despair, wealthy man. Snake, gift, despair, wealthy man. Okay. I don't think this is a genuinely wealthy man, obviously. He's just presenting himself as one. And he's in despair right now. Yeah, he's concerned. Yeah, that's this main male. Or there's an official person. Could be read two ways. That's looking into this main male. That could be you, collective. You could be either standing in your masculine energy, having gotten an official person involved. 33 does not break down as it's a master number. 22 breaks down to 4. Or there's an official person looking into this main male that's displaying this wealthy man mask. Happiness, optimism, charm, power, insight, spirit, guidance. Flowers might be of significance here as well, since I said it. 31 breaks down to a 4. The coffin, death, endings, mourning, transformation, manipulation. Gotta move my notebook. Got to move my notebook, excuse me. Coffin again, double coffin, an 8. Four, 8, 8. Or no, that's a 10. Eight, 1, 0. 4, 8, 1. Sudden wealth. You've put an end, because of what you've discovered, you've put an end to 11 breaks down to 2. You've put an end to them. Yeah, they were siphoning your happiness, your optimism. They were siphoning your power, your energy. Fear, insecurity, danger, inexperience, temperance, breakup, quick pain. Yep. You broke that shit right up. 10, 1. The ship, travel, a journey, finances, navigation. The bear, strength, strong words, envy, negativity, discontent. 6. The birds, brief sorrow, nervous excitement, temporary misunderstandings. That's a 3. And 12 breaks down to a 3. This concern is bringing them nervous excitement, temporary misunderstandings, brief sorrow. Yeah, it's the wealth. The wealth is a mask, because the wealth came from siphoning your energy, collective. There's you again. Main male, main female. Yeah, these are the players. Swap it as it fits. But the official person is looking into who this individual is. the house, home, private life, prosperity. Prosperity again, and property. And house and occupation. Four and seven. So at home and work, something of what was going on at home and at work. Messages, thoughts, ideas, news, difficulties, doubts, fears, obstacles. So there was obstacles at home and at work. Ideas, messages, and thoughts. Give us more, Spirit. What was this, what were these difficulties at work and at home? A decision, okay, choices, doubt, traveling, the crossroads. Really, okay, crossroads with the relationship, cycles. I feel like it was to choose to close this cycle, and you thought about it. It was on your mind constantly. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah, this person, and that's another sign somebody is siphoning the shit out of your energy when they're constantly on your mind, okay? Like, you can't work, you can't be at peace at home. Yep. That's when you know shit's popping off. That's unfortunate. 25 is a 7, 22 is a 4. Trying to make space here. I've got like this little lip that my ring light grips the desk with, so I'm just trying to get these cards to work. It's just in that one little section. All right. Give us more on this situation, Spirit. The heart, yep, that's what it was. Love, romance, infatuation, art, beauty, joy of life. It was the heart. Matters of the heart. 24 is a 6. The dog, yeah, you were worrying about their loyalty, their reliability, companionship, satisfaction. The dog. 18 is a 9. Yeah, you were wondering if you were going to be left out in the cold. 37 is a 10. You were expecting a message, hearing about being left in the cold, to be quite frank. The anchor. Stability, security, playing it. You were just playing it safe, wishing on good, praying on good fortune, praying and wishing on good fortune. 7 again, or no, 8 again. 8. That's 8. 7, 8. The community was even aware of what was happening. Like, I feel like he was obviously openly courting people behind your back. Yep, they knew about his lovers. 12 and 6. Marriage. What about this marriage? Journey, imprisonment. Okay. Yeah, if you did marry them, or if you would have married them, it would have just been the road to imprisonment. It was like, and imprisonment is, it's like, you can take it a number of ways. All right. .30:06 when I looked at the timer. Let me give these a shuffle. I've shuffled the heck. I've done a reading on these off camera already, but all right, tell us more about this, the current situation, what's happening with this person right now so that the collective can know. Yeah. What's going on currently? These all fell on my lap. All right. Yeah. You're probably already aware of this with High Priestess out here. Five of Cups and Eight of Wands. High Priestess is Cancer energy. You were aware of all the secrets because of your insight. You trust yourself, so you followed your intuition. Divine feminine energy here. With the Five of Cups, this person is grieving you. They're in mourning, sadness, because of your loss. They're disappointed with you and themselves, okay? They're sitting in regret, self-pity. They only see the cups that have spilled in front of their face, not the full ones that are behind their back, okay? So they're in despair. They're playing the victim quite a lot to everyone else. Oh, collective did this, collective did that, collective is this, collective is that. Nothing is their fault. All right, that's why I say they're playing the victim. Eight of Wands here. They've had to travel away from you fast, all right, and make changes in their lives that they don't like. They've had to make fast decisions, and yeah, they want to send you a message, but I don't know if they can at this point. So let's get some more cards. What else, Spirit? What else is this person going through? What else is happening? The Hermit. Yeah, they've had to seclude themselves to a point. I feel like you are also in this Hermit energy. It's two different Hermit energies at the same time. They've been forced to. You have willingly gone into Hermit. Virgo energy here. You're soul searching. They have been made to Hermit because of circumstance. What do you not see coming? Ten of Swords. They feel like, yeah, they've been made to Hermit because of this supposed Ten of Swords, okay? The end of the situation, the finality. You're more at peace, more than they are, I can tell you that, especially with this Five of Cups on the board. The delusions have lifted for you, so you're able to move on, and healing can occur. Queen of Pentacles. You were their stability. Capricorn energy here. You were generous to them, and you're independent. You provide for your loved ones. You're great of soul. You're smart. They thought they were your match, but they're not. Taurus, Capricorn. Since they're a big mask wearer, they're actually the King of Pentacles in the reverse. They have vices, weakness. They're actually ugly in soul. They have perverse nature, corrupt nature. They're wasteful. They are even prone to gambling, if that is one of their vices. Seven of Cups here. Yeah, they did nothing but fill your head with daydreams, illusions, and wishful thinking. Fantasies. Queen of Swords. So you put your sword up because you recognized this. Libra energy. You are clear in communication. You stand in truth and justice. You became ready to cut away anything that didn't serve you. All right. It can mean separation. Since your sword is up in this image, you recognized your worth. So you put up your boundaries. Page of Swords. There they are with the watching you again. Vigilantly. Ten of Pentacles. Because why? I'll tell you why. Because they're watching your blessings pour in. They're watching you build generational wealth. They're watching you stand in your confidence. They're watching you reap your rewards. They're watching you get love. They're watching you be joyful, okay? They're watching you walk around and live in your abundance. All that. Three of Pentacles. And they might be watching you celebrate with others. Family and friends. And they might be doing this with some flying monkeys. But they're watching you have success in your career, business, in your skills. They're watching you get recognition in your trade. Okay. Eight of Swords. Yeah, they're feeling stuck. They need to choose to heal by letting you go. Four of Pentacles. And not hang on to your energy tightly, which they are. And that's just keeping them up at night with nightmares and negative thoughts, negative energy, negative thinking, all that. Because if they did that, then they could rest like you are. This Four of Swords energy. I'm just letting the cards tell the story at this point. As you see, I'm not even shuffling. King of Cups. Looks like you could have a great love offer here coming in. A great partner. Because you're putting in the work. This person awakened you and helped you to evolve, right? And as such, this King of Cups coming in is loving, nurturing, wise, some paternal energy here. I mean, he will offer you assistance. He's fair. He's responsible. He has creative intellect. Seven of Pentacles here. Why would he come in? Well, that's because you're working hard to reap what you sow. Okay? With the Seven of Pentacles. You persevere. You have faith. You put in the efforts so that you can get the rewards. Hierophant. This is a little bit different of a reading. I'm just letting the cards tell the story completely, like, without even like, this is cool. I like this. Taurus energy. This is the first reading I've done this, and I'm enjoying it. Marriage, alliance. He may teach you things. This is a man of morals, possibly in the education system. He has divine wisdom. He is kind. He has traditions. He has belief systems. This could be just the one you're looking for, collective. Page of Pentacles. Oh, look at there. Look at there, look at there. Taurus, financial opportunities. This is good news, a new beginning. Could be a bringer of good news or a message. Knight of Wands. And these are all upright too. Sagittarius energy. This is enthusiasm, pure energy, adventure, forward movement, motion, and passion. This is your spirit militia, okay? Your guides. Death is out here. Scorpio. This is the end of all this bullshit so that this new thing can begin, okay? Not a bad card here. None at all. This is change, because this new thing, this new relationship, new love opportunity is a change for you, because you've never had anything like this. Five of Wands, but I tell you who it's gonna piss off. Oh yeah, and it's falling under this Nine of Swords here, because it's really gonna, that's gonna aggravate his Nine of Swords energy too. With Five of Wands, that's gonna be a competition for him, okay? It's gonna level you up, and it's gonna push him to succeed. Your ex. Yeah. You pick your battles, though, so this is nothing for you. You've already pushed this ex, and I say he, she, take it as it applies to you. You swap the roles as they fit. But yeah, I'm just calling it like the cards are displaying it. So don't take it to heart. I swap the roles as they fit. But yeah, that's gonna really tick off this ex of yours when this person comes in and you create this new beginning with them. Because it's gonna move quickly with the Chariot here. Yeah. Cancer energy. It's gonna be progression, forward motion, focus, determination, perseverance. Two of Wands. It's gonna have to sit there like that. Yeah, because you guys are going to plan for the future and you're going to make progress together. You look forward. It's duality and choice, okay? Because you're going to work well together. It's discovery. The Sun, Leo energy. Ten of Wands. $43.13 on the timer. You guys are going to be happy, vital. You're going to be a vital couple. I get power couple because you work so well together with the Sun here. Material happiness, success, vitality, good marriage, contentment, okay? Ten of Wands is not a bad thing here. It just means you're going to be able to complete responsibilities, obligations, and burdens, and tackle any imbalances very well. Devil. Capricorn energy. Yeah, you're going to be able to do it with extraordinary efforts and vehemence. The Emperor. Why? Because this man is an emperor. Aries energy. This is someone who's stable, powerful, will protect you with reason, opportunity. Okay. Six of Wands. You guys will be victorious. Page of Cups. Pisces, Cancer. Yeah, it's romance, reflection, meditation, magic, creativity. It's a youthful energy that favors creativity and intuition. I feel like you guys are going to be able to embrace your inner children together. An Ace of Swords. victory, progress, mental clarity, truth revealed, a breakthrough and clarity on the way, potential. You guys have a huge lot of potential here. Looks like you're going to overcome a lot of garbage that most people can't and won't. I think this is a great reading right here. I'm going to end it. Yeah. This makes me happy. It should make you happy too, collective. 45:45 on the timer. Okay. Whoa. The cards wanted to explode out of my hand. So it was a little bit of a reading with the tarot there because I just let the deck speak for itself. And there's not a single reverse card, but that's okay. We don't always need to have reverse cards to explain what's going to happen. We just started with a what don't you see coming and went from there and let the deck tell the story. Okay? I really hope this helped your situation. Okay? It looks like getting rid of the old for the new to come in is going to highly benefit you, collective, as it always does. Okay? These negative experiences that we have with these entity attached types of people, all right, it's always for reasons. Okay, God always has plans. We don't know them until more things come into fruition. The Bible says that he works in mysterious ways. I consider God both mother and father because I've only known love and compassion from the Most High God. And if you have not come to that realization, you will at some point in time. I promise you that. All right? And even if it's not in this lifetime, it will be after your lifetime is up or in the next lifetime. That's why I say I promise you that. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for any likes, shares, subscriptions, comments. I do personal reads. The email address that I do that through is in the description box, and it's also in the channel's bio. So if you're interested in that, I'm not an expensive reader, I assure you. It's just a modest donation to the channel. All the donations, whether you want a personal read or not, will go into the pool for next month's stock of cards, because it just goes right back into the channel. I live very simply, you guys, and I give back to the channel with any donations. And that goes for when I do readings too. All right. So I will see you next time. Bye.